Hello everyone, welcome to Current Affairs series with Dr. Wayne Khan. Topic for today's discussion is an economic scheme which is dominating headlines, PMMSY. So first of all, let's decode what the acronym is. Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. Matsya is a Sanskrit word which refers to fish. In mythology, it is referred to one of the avatars of Lord Vishnu. If you have gone to the avatars, so they have given the name Matsya Sampada Yojana, and it deals with, there is no price for guessing, deals with the fisheries sector. Because we all know social sector schemes as well as economic schemes, they form important part of UPSC examination. Generally, at least the major schemes you have to cover qualitatively, and the ones which are not too much in news, you should have a broad idea what are the target group, what are the objectives, which is the implementing agency, whether what are the key highlights which makes it a unique one. So in today's lecture, we will be decoding what the ambitious targets of this scheme are and what are the key interventions. It's a centrally sponsored scheme, and as the name suggests, it is mainly focusing on sustainable and inclusive development of fisheries sector in India. It will be based on area or cluster approach, and it will target both marine as well as inland fisheries, which is a good thing, because if India wants to achieve blue revolution, or you want to transform this fisheries sector, we have to encash both marine as well as the freshwater resources, because both are capable of generating the income as well as they have huge employment opportunity as well. Some specific targets have been set which you have to jot them down or try to at least mark up the key themes, because a factual question cannot be ruled out if they pick this particular scheme from question point of view. So first of all, let's decode that what exactly are the key targets. The scheme would be run for 5 years. The timeline is from 2021 phase to 2024-25. So it's a 5-year plan, and the sum allocated is also ambitious, almost 20,000 crore. 20,050 crore to be precise have been allocated, so there is no dearth of funds for this specific intervention. So first of all, the first major target is to increase or further additional fish production in the country, and they have set ambitious target of increasing the fish production by at least 70 lakh tons. So it makes it quite a difficult target to achieve. And apart from that, since we know the fisheries form important part of our export potential as well, the primary sector, agriculture and fisheries can contribute in a major way, because a lot of Southeast Asian countries, or you could say the Asian countries, rely on fish as right. So here they are targeting to almost double the export earning. The specific target is to increase export earnings by 1 lakh crore. So once again, the year is 2024 to 25. And the third is, as we had seen in the current government regime, that they are trying to double the incomes of farmer. Here they have borrowed the same theme, and they are once again trying to reiterate that by specifying that they will try to double the income of the fish farmers. So if it happens, it could be a major thing, and if it just turned out to be rhetoric, then they will have to face the criticism, as we have seen in the recent times. Then the employment angle is also there, which is a genuine one, because this sector has a potential to generate employment, but the target they have set is quite an ambitious one. They are saying that this sector will generate 55 lakh employment opportunities. It's not that they will be all direct employments. In a way, the indirect employments have already been included in it. So they have specified that they are not targeting the direct 55 lakh employment. It will be a mix of direct and indirect. And we won't be surprised eventually the target says when the mission concludes, they might say that it was more in the indirect employment. But nevertheless, any sector which has employment potential needs to be promoted. And finally, they are targeting to reduce the post-harvest losses. We all know the fishery sector never reaches its optimal potential potential because of the poor storage facilities due to perishable nature and dearth of cold storage angle. So they are trying to decrease from current 25% losses to just 10%, which is a good move because we have seen how in the other farming sector we are trying to do, even though we fall short of expectation, but at least there are some concrete steps which are going on. So these are the quite ambitious targets to set for the fishery culture, or you could say the aquaculture. But it's not that they have just been bold rhetorics, they have come up with few interventions which will help in attaining these ambitious goals. So let's highlight some key interventions of these schemes. First and foremost is the fish vessels, the fishing vessels which will play a decisive role in the fisheries sector in catching and harnessing the sector, because this is where the transportation and the marketing angle comes into the picture. So the insurance of fishing vessel, at times they met with an accident, there are snags, so they are covering it through the insurance sector so that the fish farmer gets compensated timely. And also we see that this sector has a constant upgradation, and at times the old boats are no longer being viable, so they are also supporting the upgradation of the existing fishing vessels at the subsidized rate. So this will help in upgrading the fish production as well with the capacity or some other scientific intervention. And nucleus breeding centers would be created at multiple places to promote the inland breeding. Even though they exist, it will be just on a war footing to achieve this landmark. Nucleus means the fisheries, since it's a vertebrate, they try to match and they propel the artificial reproduction of the fishes. We all know the artificial rearing of fishes is known as pisciculture. In a way, this will aid the pisciculture. And then the new incubator startups which will deal with these fisheries would also be encouraged. So there is a technocrat angle as well. So any entrepreneur who thinks that this protection sector would have a huge potential, this is the right time to get into this one to tap the untapped potential. And then the bio toilets, Sagar Mitra, these would augment the existing theme. So at least 2 or 3 you could mark up when you are highlighting this specific theme. So this is what currently we have in this Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. And make sure you also go through the biological themes related to the fishes. We all know they are placed under the Pisces, even the sun sign Pisces is related to fishes. And the key modification which help them in adaptations are the scales, they have fins which help in swimming. For respiration is mainly through gills. And there are 2 types of fishes, there are bony fishes as well as cartilaginous fishes. Cartilaginous fishes mainly prefer saline ecosystem. You can relate with the dogfish, hammerhead fish or shark, they are the biggest fishes around. And the bony fishes mainly prefer the fresh water, the ones which are generating the income. You have seen multiple names like rohu, catla, salmon. So these are what the bony fishes are. So a little brush up can always help, because we had already covered the Project Dolphin which was announced on Independence Day. So even that has been highlighted in the current speech when this was launched with the fanfare, because a healthy marine ecosystem or freshwater ecosystem will further support the other fish which are feeding on it. Dolphins feed on fishes. So this in a way will also augment the biodiversity of that ecosystem. So let's hope for the best and see how this eventually turns out in next 5 years. So keep following such scheme. Other scheme which is in news is eGopala app, which deals with the livestock animals. So that's another theme. That's a factual one. Once again, there is not too much into it, so you could just read in today's newspaper. So thank you very much. I hope this session on the revision of scheme was useful. We'll be back soon with another current affairs series, and wishing all the aspirants who are appearing in the HAS or UPSC exam in coming weeks a very good luck, and the final revision phase should be the most qualitative.